Well, hello everybody, and today I'm going to do a tier list of kaiju universe. This tier list is until the Cherno Alpha update. Cherno Alpha update? Yeah, Cherno Alpha update. So Ibira isn't in it. I will rank Ibira at the end of the video, so just so you know. So we're immediately getting into this. Burning Godzilla, costing 600 Robux, being ridiculously strong with the meltdown if you use it correctly. I have. Trust me on this one. It's better than thermonuclear in my opinion. So we're gonna put it in S. Reason for only 600 Robux, like about €7. I mean, I live in Europe, so about for a few bucks you can easily get this overpowered kaiju. It is really good. It is really good, especially for the price. Gojira for a starter. Trust me on this one, to beat it. Um, we are all ranking this at max level with good builds. I have seen some Gojiras with absolute monstrous builds. I won't really drop builds, but just so you know. It's a good starter. Final Wars Godzilla, A tier. For a kaiju that only costs 11k, about 12k. If you use the combo, if you can like spam melee, that's why regen is really good on this kaiju. If you spam your melee and you get to combo 10, you can spam your claw attack, and trust me, that's like old Manila EX strength. You just spam so ridiculously strong, and at beam 5, if you use the blue beam or the spiral ray, I recommend using the blue beam. You will actually do so much damage in a matter of seconds. So Final Wars Gojira, for pretty much a starter kaiju, is immensely strong. So I'm not only ranking these kaiju on price, but also on how strong they are in general. It's really nice. Frostbite Gojira, yes, there's no doubt it. The game pause he's in for two kaiju costs less than Burning Godzilla, and Frostbite Gojiras, if played correctly, can kill Burning Godzilla. So pretty much it is better than Burning. But you get my point. It is actually a really good kaiju. It can beat the Burning Godzilla if correct. Godzilla 2014. Now with the recent melee buffs, but with the delay in the melees, and now with also knockback on the beam, I think it's an 80. For its price, it's a really good kaiju, just like Final Wars. But I actually, you know what? I actually believe it is better than Final Wars. But there we go. That's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, you guys, it's my opinion. This is based on my opinion. Cry about it. Okay. Godzilla 2019. Price buff was absolutely needed. There's no doubt in it. There's no doubt that it did not need a price buff. It didn't. It did not need. It needed a price buff. That's what I wanted to say. It also got resized to a bigger size, and so its hitboxes and everything also got buffed. I've got to say it's better than G14 in my opinion, and better than Final Wars in my opinion. It's strong. It has a heal. And not to mention, his stomp grounds flyers. So that's just something to think about. Godzilla 2021. With its buffs and now also a stun when hit by the Hollow Earth, and the stun and hitbox is pretty big as well. It's the best out of the MonsterVerse kaiju. With strong melees, like ridiculously strong melees, and if you know how to abuse the range of the melees, and of course use your attacks correctly, you will pretty much have the ability to even beat Ultimus. But we're talking about average players and not mains like Jason, otherwise I would have put it in S. But we're talking about just the regular maxed out version. Godzilla Ultima, maxed out, better than G21. You know what? No, that's an S tier. What am I saying? Ultima, there we go. Ultima is a melee king. We all know that. He is so ridiculously strong in melee. Not to mention, he also has two beams. Well, actually he has one beam that is aimable and one beam that isn't. But the one that isn't just deals 1000 damage and is pretty much a waste, while your regular beam does about 3000 damage if all hit. Plus, with the mist, if you know how to use the mist, you're unstoppable. You're literally unstoppable. Especially on around flyers, because if flyers keep meleeing you, you will force them to use their beam on you. And you can pretty much beam back with mist on flyers because they get hit anyway by the mist. It's a really good overpowered kaiju. Heisei Godzilla. Heisei Godzilla. Okay. This is a hard one to rank between this. I'm thinking of this, but I think it's better than G14 and Final Wars. Its beam spam is already overpowered. Not to mention that he also has a pulse that is pretty much good. It also grounds flyers. His melee, when stationary and used correctly, it's overpowered. It's good, but I still think G19 and G21 just outperforms it in terms of melee. And sometimes even in beam power, like G19 and G21 both have very strong beams. So, there you have it. Godzilla Jr. A pain to level up. A pain. An absolute pain. But it is better than Gojira. It's pretty much the same, but it's better. Not to mention, it has the strongest melee in the game, if all 3 attacks have been hit together. But it is an overall pretty solid kaiju. The only reason it exists is for Destroyer, sadly. I hoped we are getting something better for Junior in the future, but no, not really. Kamada-kun, Dite. Okay, I'm sorry to bring it to you guys. I really am, but it isn't a good kaiju. Every kaiju is good, but Kamada-kun just doesn't really outperform a ton of kaiju. Like a level 100 one should be able to take down a few level 1s, but when we're talking about everything maxed, it isn't a good kaiju. It just isn't. It has amazing DPS, but its health and its speed, it sucks. Its regen also just drains very quickly when you're spamming, so it isn't worth it is worth maxing if you want every kaiju maxed, otherwise I'm not recommending it. Millennium Gojira. Yeah, where do I put you? I'm not gonna lie, it's better than G19, but not better than G21 in my opinion. G21 can pretty much outrange a Millennium Gojira, so can a G19, but like the beam and the pulse of Millennium is OP. Plus, not to mention, if you use the correct build, you actually have a ton of defense. So the defense will drain easily when someone uses a beam, but you will get less hit. So I have a feeling that Millennium Gojira actually got buffed a lot in terms of the older rework version. Kamakura-san. Kamakura-san. Okay, I'm just gonna say it real quickly. This thing needs to be sort of nerfed or price buffed again. It is so ridiculously overpowered. I've seen a Kamakura-san main, but we're not talking about mains, just the average kaiju, but I've seen mains take down everything, even like a level 900 plus EX. It is ridiculous how strong that Kamakura-san was. And the reason that it only costs you a level 30 Shin 3 and a level 30 Kamada-kun and just some G cells is ridiculous. It is pretty much it's not better than Ultima, but I think it's a great alternative to use, especially as its back beams ground flyers. His back beams are so overpowered. I'm sad it doesn't knock people anymore, but I do get the reason for it. Shinagawa-kun. Yeah, it's a Sita. It's good, but Gojira, even though being a starter Gojira, and Godzilla Jr. just outperforms Shinagawa-kun. But Shinagawa-kun is good if you know how to use it. But then again, we're not talking about mains here, just the average level 100 one. And I do have to say, I have not really seen a lot of Shin 3's max. But I'm just saying, I'm speaking out of experience. It's a solid kaiju, especially for just 800 G cells, I remember. So, I'd recommend using it when you're starting. Showa Godzilla. The ultimate troll kaiju. It can fly. It can kill a Final Wars when Sky Sky camping? Was it called fly camping? I don't know. I don't remember. You know what? I'm actually gonna. There we go. I think Final Wars is better than G14. I just overthought something. Because of the delays, Final Wars will be able to out DPS it, and he can just run away and beam. So, plus G14's beam charge up is long. Showa Gojira. Yeah, it's good. Its melees are good. It's basically the ultimate troll. It can fly, it can beam spam, it has melees that does a ton of damage. I mained it, and I have to admit, I don't regret maining it. It was really good. It was a very fun kaiju to use. Now I main nothing, and I don't think I will main anything. But I have to admit, Showa Gojira, good kaiju. Good kaiju. But then again, Kamakura-san, or Millennium Gojira, even G21, G19, everything, they will be able to take down the Showa Gojira. Remember that Heisei, G21, G19, and Millennium, and Burning, and Frostbite, and Kamakura-san all have the ability to ground kaijus. It means, at least I believe G21 can now ground kaiju with its Hollow Earth. I believe it can now, so that's good. Thermonuclear. Okay, okay, I'm sorry to bring it to you, but it is the best Godzilla in the game. You can call me a pay-to-win player, or just saying you're lying. But if you watch Paymac's video, Paymac did a battle royale with every kaiju. Even though the Ultima did not really know how to use the mist. Thermo can outrange an Ultima with its pulse, and its stomp has so much range. Not to mention, it can run away, and its melees, the bite, and the claw together do a ton of damage. So, in my opinion, it's the best Godzilla in the game at this very moment. We have no idea how it's gonna come out when something like Gemstone Godzilla comes out, because Gemstone has been proven to be very overpowered. Anguirus, my opinion, is a B tier. B tier is it's a good kaiju. It's a good kaiju, very good. The only reason why Gojira can take down Anguirus is because of its insane DPS and beam. But Anguirus, Anguirus is actually really good in terms of combat. If you know how to abuse the range of the tail and of course the spike and the gnaw attack, I'd say it's a very solid kaiju. Anguirus, singular point, have not maxed it. I haven't maxed it. I'm just gonna say this, so don't be mad if I am. But I've heard of this build that was pretty good, so I think I'm going to put it just behind Junior. I don't know about. I have no idea how good singular point really is. I have not really used it because I think the kaiju is pretty boring. I tried leveling it up, but I just didn't have the motive for it yet. So, I'm just saying. Titanus Kong, the monkey. In my very opinion, it's better than Millennium Gojira because of the out DPS, but it is less good than G21. Very close, but it is less good than G21 in my opinion. Even though Colty Boy, Jason, and of course Corgi main the GVK Kaiju, and Jason mains G21 Colty Kong, and Corgi mains like MG. But then again, we're not talking about mains here. We're talking about the average Kaiju, and the average G21 beats the average Kong. It is just true. It's a fact. It's there's no escaping from it. Kong 2017. Alright, I have not maxed it. I do have every kaiju except for the Argo. Man, I want Argo so badly, even though it's the worst fucking thing in the world. I do think it's the best B at the moment. I don't think it resolves in A yet. But speaking of which, I do have a feeling that it's a very solid kaiju. It's pretty much like the second best, maybe third best kaiju in the pack. Not sure. Skullcrawler is really good though, but more about Skullcrawler later. Yeah, very late. Heisei / Fire Rodan. A max Heisei / Fire Rodan. It's good, but there's one problem, and that's the charge. I'd say it is literally just beneath Kong. If you know how to abuse its range with the wings, you can probably kill a Kong 2017. But I mean, not really anyway. The only good thing is its beam and slight changes, but the regen just kills him. Titanus Rodan. Okay, trust me when I say this. It's the second best, maybe even third best kaiju at this very moment. It is the worst and most annoying kaiju in this whole game. I don't know why, but I hate that kaiju. There's just something about it that I just hate. I think it's the fireball spam or something. And it's extreme toxicity of mains. It's just, I don't know, I don't like the kaiju. Furun and Juju. Kaiju solid, really solid. It's less good than Ultimate Kamakura-san in my opinion. But it's good. It's really good. To be honest, I have a feeling that Thermo can actually beat Titanus Rodan. So, I mean, if you ground a Titanus Rodan, it's pretty much dead. I'm just saying. So is with Frostbite and Juju and Burning and Juju. No, well, no, Burning's delay in terms of the ground. Yeah. So Fuden and Juju. It's a complex kaiju, but if you know how to use it, as an average user, you can probably kill a ton of stuff if you know what you're doing. Heisei Mothra. Okay, if you know how to abuse range, and trust me, a lot of average people know that. You can kill a G21. I do think you can beat a Burning and I don't think you can beat a Juju, but probably a Burning. So it is a good kaiju, a really good kaiju, in terms of combat wise. If you know how to abuse your wing range, and spam your beam on the ground, you can actually have a massive advantage. It's ridiculous. I'm just happy that they haven't really nerfed it yet. But to be honest, it does deserve one, especially for its price. MG 2021. It's better than Thermo, in my opinion. It's the best out of the GVK kaiju. I don't know if you've seen a MG21. I don't main it, so I'm an average user. But like, if you use this combo, stomp, dash immediately after the, click stomp and click dash immediately after, and then just use your turbo strike. And I have to admit to you, you will have an overpowered combo of like a few thousands of damage. Not to mention, if you use the right build, you can pretty much kill everything in the game. But then again, you need skill. And I'm talking about average users. Mothra Lava. Insane DPS and speed. Insane. Just insane. I'm literally saying that it's insane. I think it deserves a rework or a nerf in some way. Because trust me, I've seen a maxed out player use it. And it could kill a G90, but not a Millennium Goshira. But trust me when I say this, Mothra Lava is ridiculously strong. It should honestly, in my opinion, get nerfed. It is way too strong for a Showa era kaiju, especially one like a larva. The fact that it's almost as strong as I don't know, it's overpowered. Let's keep it at that. Titanus Mozura, it got a nerf in terms of hurtbox. But it can still kill a Furun and Juju. It's better than the Heisei version. Not to mention, it can it can blind kaiju, and it's ball or whatever you call it, like the the wool stuff, the silk, whatever you call it. It slows kaiju, and not to mention it has Titanus Mozura has insane speed and DPS. It's good. King Ghidorah got nerfed, but in my opinion, what should it's better than Final Wars. It's better if you know how to use the bite and the kick. It's good in the air. Its beam is also good. It's also good, and in the air it's spammable, but it doesn't do a lot. But still, it's a good kaiju. Monster Zero, no doubt, no doubt. Oh wait, I'm picking Kiryu. Monster Zero, no doubt, better than MG21. It's basically a flying version of it. Plus, if you have played MC for a while, you will definitely know about its ability to hop in the water, beam, go out of the water, and just spam and just like fly when doing the ground beam. Uh, they should keep it in because otherwise Monster Zero will be grounded on and will be probably worse than the G21. As Monster Zero is like, it's good if you know how to use it. And plus, since it costs so much XP to max it, the average player should know about the ability to go in the water and beam, and then go up. They should. So, I'd say it's a very good kaiju. Not to mention, if it gets grounded, it's actually better than Destroyer because of its range. The range of Monster Zero is way better than that of Destroyers, which makes Monster Zero, in my opinion, better than Destroyer because Destroyer just gets dunked on with every new kaiju releases. Like, even a Bira, which is a starter and only costs 3 hours of playtime, can ground a Destroyer. I've killed Destroyers with a Bira, and it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. If any developer watches this, I'm just saying, make sure that Destroyer gets some sort of a dash because it can't fight on the ground. It's ridiculous. It should get some sort of reason to fight better on ground. Like, I don't know why, but Destroyer is just so bad on ground. Or just make it have a run. I'm just giving out ideas. Type 2 Kiryu, even if it's literally Type 3 Kiryu, I'm not lying. It's not Type 2, it's Type 3. But then again, Type 3 Kiryu, even though it's Type 2 in the game, I'd say it's actually better than Millennium Gojira. Well, no, it's just underneath it. They're about the same. If you know about its spam, the beam spam, like the absolute zero cannon and the macer beam spam about it, you are pretty much an overpowered player. Oh my god, my iPad almost fell on me. Damn, that was not. Oh, I actually. There we go. Just so you know, it's a good kaiju. But you know what I mean. It should. It's good, but I have a feeling Millennium and the rest above it is way better than it. Showa King Ghidorah. I haven't touched this thing in ages, but I know one thing for sure, and that's that it's better than the regular King Ghidorah because of its better flying combat. It's actually better than Showa Gojira as well. If you know how to use it like an average player, it's a good kaiju. It's a solid A tier. Very good. Manila EX. Okay, now we're going into a hard version. Like, Manila EX now could kill everything. But in a 1v1 it can kill everything. That's why it's the best S tier at this very moment. As I'm talking about maxes. Then again, I'm talking about maxes. And I'm not talking about like a level 999. No, I'm not talking about the level 1000. As we know what a level 1000 is capable of now. The only problem is that they removed charge gain and health gain after the kill of a kaiju. So if you get teamed on, you will lose. FDA is right about in every single way. Its health and charge should get back when killing a kaiju. Like, remember, developers, again, if you're watching this, remember that Manila EX takes about a year to max. A whole year of your life to max a kaiju. And then take away the only thing that makes it actually viable. That's not okay. And in my opinion, it should be given back. It is just I'm disappointed in what the developers did and what Ferret did to Manila EX. It didn't deserve to get dunked on like this, especially when FDA just reached level 1000. It's like Ferret didn't want it to happen. I'm just saying. Just saying. Showa Manila. Showa Manila is a solid kaiju. I think it is. It's a good B tier. I think that AG14 can take it on easily. Um, Showa Manila is good if you know how to use it, but then again, average players. It's good. Kamacuras. Nerf the speed of this thing. Nerf the absolute speed of this thing. I'm not even joking. It's so annoying to fight against, especially as a ground kaiju. If you don't have range as a ground kaiju, the speed of Kamacuras can literally block eternal pulse. It can outrange Kamakura-san in terms of beam power, because if the beam Kamakura-san stays still when beaming, you know. So you get what I mean. You can catch up really easily when he's like using a tail beam. You can just spam, go away, wait for him to use a back beam, just wait until that's done, and spam again. You can easily kill a Kamakura-san, but in my opinion, a Kamakura-san can still kill a Kamacuras. I'm not talking about main set. Showa Kumonga. In my opinion, it's actually really good. It's like beneath Showa Goshira. It's good. It's really good. The ground, the DPS, but its health sucks, so that's all. Gigan. There's no doubt in this. No doubt that it's the best starter in this game at the moment. Despite being free, it has a beam, it can fly, and it has range as well, so it's just very good. You know what? I'm actually gonna rank him higher. It can kill Final Wars, King Ghidorah, Showa Kumonga, so... heck, it can even kill Heisei Godzilla when used correctly as an average player. So, it's an A tier. I don't know why, but trust me, Showa Gigan is broken for a starter. Zombie Gigan. The lowest S tier in this game at the moment, in my opinion. Zombie Gigan is good. Like, it's really good. It's immensely good, especially when you have 3 infected. Not to mention, when you have something infected, they are allowed to team with you. So if you have infected like 3 destroyers, those 3 destroyers can team up with you and can team together until they die. Well, the only problem is with your infecteds is that they will have more attack, more speed, but no health at all. Just absolutely no health. They will die in a few hits, especially when a turbo comes. So you know what I mean. Jet Jaguar Beta. If you abuse the range, it's better than G21. It's great for a kaiju of that price. It costs almost nothing, and if you can abuse the range of this kaiju and the speed and everything, you're golden. You're gonna win pretty much every A-tier battle. Jet Jaguar. It's good, but it's probably the lowest A here. I've seen Jet Jaguars take down G14s, but now with the G14 melee buff and the Final War's immense beam power, you can block a beam with your 4th attack. It deals less damage, but still. You will get out DPS by pretty much a ton of stuff. Megalon. Okay, Megalon scares me, and I'm not even joking. It can kill Kamacuras if used well. Heck, even G19, there we go. Yeah, I'll put it there. For a starter that basically is free, you have to join the group. That's not really free, but you know what I mean. You get a free kaiju. It shocks me what he's capable of. His jump spam and melee range is ridiculous. Not to mention, when a turbo's about to pulse, you can just dig in underground and not even get hit at all. Plus, its attack like underground gets buffed each time you use speed. So, it's an immensely good kaiju. I'd recommend joining the group to get this one. Ready Player One. Okay, I'm rethinking my thoughts. It's the lowest S, but you know what I mean. Ready Player One, I've used it when I was like grinding for I don't know what kind for I think it was Cherno Alpha. You had to use it 3 hours for. Yeah. So the kaiju is really good. It's so good it can literally beat the hell out of pretty much every kaiju if used correctly. Its speed and range in attacks is ridiculous. It has a missile spam, a beam spam, and of course you can overcharge yourself, which does make your melees do a ton of damage. Showa Mechagodzilla. After the buff, it's good, but less good than Taito Kiryu, and there you go. It's nominated. I think it's well deserved buff. I think it's a good buff. It's still a good troll kaiju as well. If you know how to use a good build, I guess you are good. I don't know. I think the kaiju really fits well. Sadly, the hitbox did not get nerfed. It still has the broken ass hitbox, but I mean it got buffed, so I think it is a well deserved one. Biollante got nerfed. It fell off really badly, but I can't really blame them. Uh, I think it's about here. I think Heisei Godzilla can easily kill a Biollante, with a little bit of skill of the average player, but a Biollante players are pretty good as well. If they have amazing range, amazing health, but the health got nerfed, I think, and the attack got nerfed a little bit too. I think even the cooldowns increased. I'm not even sure. But you know what I mean. Volcanic Biollante. It's better than Jet Jaguar Beta. Oh no, that's female Muto. Volcanic Biollante. It's better than Jet Jaguar Beta. It has, I don't know. Does it have less health than Biollante at this moment? I believe it does. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying this real quick. But you get me. I have a feeling that Volcanic Biollante is a really good kaiju. Especially in terms of range, and its beam is really good as well. It's also good in speed, so when you have a speedy Volcanic Biollante chasing you, you're dead, you're screwed, you're not gonna survive it. Female Muto. Female Muto is ridiculously strong, but definitely not stronger than, well, G19 can kill it. Oh, now I'm getting it, okay, there we go. Yeah, just a little change. G19 can kill a female Muto though. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean G14 can kill King Ghidorah and Showa Kumonga and well, not Heisei Goji. But Showa Gaigan can't kill these, so there we go. Final Wars can also kill these and Biollante as well, so I think okay, well placed. But female Muto is really good in DPS form. It can kill a ton of kaiju, so I don't know. I think female Mutos deserve well. I think it's a good kaiju, solid. Eva 01. Eva 01 is an why am I clicking the wrong kaijus each time? Eva 01, in my opinion, is better than Ultima and Titanus Rodan, and even Thermonuclear. But it's not better than Mechagodzilla, Monster Zero, and Manila EX. Eva 01 is good as it can ground kaiju, but then again, speaking of which, melees, the melee of Monster Zero and the range of Monster Zero's melee will save it in terms of the grounding. Not to mention, Monster Zero has flight, so it has range capabilities as well and can dodge its attacks. Mechagodzilla has a dash where it can dash away from attacks, and it can missile spam. Maneliax has a broken HP and DPS, so it's good. But it is better than the rest of the kaijus. It is a really good kaiju, in my opinion. It's a solid 4th best kaiju, maybe even 5th best. I'm not sure yet. Cleric Muto. Cleric Muto's an S tier. Probably better than Kamakura-san and Ultima as well. Especially the fire form. The fire form solos and helps him capability. If you are done after fighting with the fire form and you do your 2 rolls, you get basically buffed but slowed and debility but health. So it's really good. It's a really good kaiju. I enjoy using it, but it isn't my main. I don't use it main. Destroyer. Okay, Destroyer is in flying capabilities better than Monster Zero, but since it gets countered by every single grounding kaiju. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I think Monster Zero is slightly, very slightly better than Destroyer. In a 1v1, it isn't. But in a public server, Monster Zero is way better. It just is. Just trust me on this one. Millennium. Millennium, great starter. You do have to find something for it. But it's good. It's good. There we go. Especially since the toxin. The toxin deals so much damage. It's ridiculous. Millennium Kamubas. Oh, underrated kaiju. But I have to admit, it's slightly an A. It deserves better. Megagyrus. Oh, Megagyrus. Oh god, oh god. I have a feeling it's a good B. A good B. It's great for trolling, not gonna lie. It's great for trolling. Batra. It got nerfed. Rightfully nerfed. But I have to admit that it's still a solid kaiju and it can kill Mothra Lava. I think the nerf was deserved. But it's still solid kaiju. USS Argo. Okay, trust me on this one when I say this, but you have to trust me. It's now a literal C tier. It's the best C of this whole thing. USS Argo at max gets countered by pretty much every flyer at this very moment. Male Muto can counter it. Muto Prime, even Muto Prime can counter it since it has grounding capabilities. I think USS Argo is rightfully nerfed. Especially since it's a glass cannon. You have to see it as a glass cannon. Ghidorah, D-tier. No discussion. It's better than Kamada-kun in my opinion. You know what? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But you know what I mean. It is good. Every kaiju is good in its own way. But Ghidorah, I don't know. It just isn't. It just isn't good. Final Wars Manda. Yeah, Manda. Manda's pretty good. It's very solid. Any Manda mains out there watching this video, I'm not ranking on mains, like I said. So I'm gonna put it right there. It's better than G90, in my opinion. Because of the sword range and the tail range and the bonk range and the bite range. It's basically a ranger. You have to see it like that. It's a really good kaiju, especially since you can give the ability to other kaiju with your EX form, or whatever they call it. They call it an EX form. Mogura. Okay. Mogura is actually really good. I've used a build, I believe it was like 7 regen, 3 speed, and max damage? I believe it was that. But trust me when I say this, Mogura needs a lot of regen because of its missile spam and its stomach beam, however you call it. I don't even care about the names anymore of attacks. Like, what even are the attacks names of Kaiju Universe? Like, the nuclear devastation. Like, come on. They're original, but like, I'm laughing at them. Cherno Alpha. I maxed it a little while ago. And I will be lying if it can't beat Birding Godzilla. It's good. It's immensely good. It's actually really good. It gets countered by G19. So G19 can be in ST now. But then again, we're talking about average. So I have to admit, G19 counters Cherno. You know what? There we go. There we go. Just to prove it. Cherno Alpha is really good. You have to find panels. You have to need 3 hours of playtime with RPO and some G-cells. I believe those are the requirements. Then again, correct me if I'm wrong. Milmuto. Yeah, where do I put you? You're good. You're good, but only when people main you. I'm gonna put him right under Showa Geigen. Because it doesn't have a beam, but it does have range on both ground and air, so it's good. Muto Prime. Muto Prime. It actually out DPS's a, well, it's about the same level of an Ultima. It's basically Ultima, but with a toxin. The infection that Muto Prime can give you, like I don't know what it's called. It doesn't drain your. Does it drain your? I don't know. I think it drains your charge a little bit, but it doesn't make it. Yeah, no. It doesn't. It doesn't drain your charge, but it makes it grow very slowly. So if you use a beam when you're infected, good luck on having your charge back. He will out DPS you. In every single way. Cleric Muto is still better than it though, in my opinion. Modern Onyx. Nerf to the ground, but the best D. Well, it's about that. Better. Just no discussion. It wasn't easy as in her golden days. She'd seen better, but rightfully nerfed, I guess. Skullcrawler. Skullcrawler. Yeah, it's actually really good. I think it's over there. Wendigo is slightly better than Skullcrawler. There's the same, but like the range of Wendigo is slightly better, making him all dust better. Titanus Behemoth maxed him quite a while ago actually. Let me take a look. What did I all defeat? I definitely defeated Eternal Alpha before. Same goes for G19 and a Max Manda. But I did not defeat a Kong G21 unless it was a low level one. I haven't beat a max one. But Behemoth is really good, especially with max regen, max damage, because if you ever get beamed by something like really strong like an Ultima or MG21 and you use your heal, you easily heal it all away. Easily. With ease. You don't even have to do anything for it. Titanus Scylla, I still don't I still don't know. It's good. It can basically it can slow you down. It now also has a lunge, but it's a complex kaiju again. You have to know what you're doing with the kaiju in order to be good with it. Frozen Behemoth, rightfully nerfed again. It was too overpowered. Trust me, it really was. But right now I think it is about the same level as Heisei Goshira. Even though like the Frostbite Godzilla is way better. There's no doubt. Kamadolf Kun. It's not an S, but it's better to show a Mechagodzilla. I'd put it right there. And the Nutcracker, rightfully nerfed as well. I think it can kill. I think Behemoth is still a little better. I think it is. It's a Christmas kaiju, but I liked it. Also, where's Turkey Rodan? I haven't seen Turkey here. I guess I have to rank Turkey. Okay, but first, ranking the Abira at the moment. Abira for a starter kaiju that only needs 3 it needs 2 hours. 2 hours of playtime with Gizora. It says 3 hours, but it's a glitch. It actually is 2. I have to admit, for it, I'm going to rank it on 8 here. Right? Like about here. Like it's here. It's here. Yeah. It's better than Scylla. Let's say that like. For its range, its buffs, its damages, it's really good for a kaiju. It's really good. Immensely good. And for Turkey Rodan, I'm gonna rank him the highest 8 here. Because it's basically, I don't know, Turkey is really good in terms of trawling and range capabilities. Well, I think I have covered every kaiju now. This took me a long while. Like, god damn, I'm exhausted I'm tired of talking. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, yeah.